Welcome to the Marlene Cox Show. I am so excited today with our show. We're going to flow through some wonderful things today. But before we got started, I have something I'd like to share with you, a little inspiration. It's going to tune right in with the show. And listen, it says, to live is to choose, but to choose well. You must know who you are and what you stand for, where you want to go, and why you want to get there. That is purpose. Welcome to the Marlene Cox Show.
Watching the Marlene Cox Show. Finally, a show for models.
So we're going to go right in. So welcome back to the Marlene Cox Show, flowing with the purpose in fashion and style. You know, this is a new season with a fresh and renewed perspective on all things fashion, style, and the impact both are having in your life and the industry. Whether the issue is the industry impacts your career in the modeling, entertainment industry, or whatever your everyday life is. You might be the entrepreneur who's listening to the show today. We, the Marlene Cox Show, intend to be your eyes, your ears, and your voice on how to influence you on being involved, okay? With everything moving forward and fast, this season is going to flow with purpose. And you remember I said before, remember that word purpose, rather than going with the flow of the industry. So as we head into the fall season, there are so fun and exciting and serious messages we should pay attention to. You know, and for instance, I'm going to give you a few. The events, the premieres in the industry occurring, whether it's the Chicago Collective, how about New York Fashion Week, Dallas Apparel and Accessories, London Fashion Week, and some other events. So, all are fun and exciting, but are communicating a serious message about life. The times in this industry, our industry, this fashion, this beauty, this entertainment industry. If you ever wondered why you are stuck in a place, in an event, this season is for you.
You are watching the Marlene Cox Show.
Today, we're going to jumpstart this season by providing an insight into some of the hot and important topics we will be discussing this month and the months ahead as we flow with purpose and style. Hey, Valencia, how are you doing?
I'm doing
we
well.
We getting ready to flow.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna flow. We're gonna flow into things for this year. We're always covering and trying to discuss different things that are going on in our industry, things that pertain to our industry, things that are relevant to our industry. Those are the things that we're going to be talking about. And one of the things that we begin to discuss, and you remember at the end of the last season about the body positive image, we're going to really deal into that this month.
Okay.
Because people really need to be tuned into the body, their body positive. And we say you're not no body image. We said body positive. And it is
positivity.
Positivity even more, so that they can really deal into who they are. You know, so it's a perception that models and talents and entertainers should be in a particular age, a particular size, a particular height. You know, and so all of that stuff is our skin color or shape or all of those things, you know. But the industry, believe it or not, has changed. When you say, don't you think the industry has changed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, well, in this episode this month, we're going to dive into the notion perceptions continue in the industry. And one of the things I wanted to have is, as we said today, remember we said, Valencia, that we're going to be, everything is going to be purpose. It's going to be a purpose. Fashion has a unique power to shape our perspective, our purpose in life. So those are the things that, we're going to kind of like dive right on into those things and really get that going. I'm excited about these next 4 weeks. After this week, it'll be 3 more. I'm so excited about that because, we believe the industry has gone through a massive overhaul as everything has done through COVID. Would you agree with me on that?
I agree.
Everything has kind of went through
changed.
Changed. People are looking at things differently. We're living life differently. They're looking at models differently. They're looking at talent differently. And I think that's a good thing to have, and that we think that anybody can do it. And I'm a one that think this is where I'm at on that, Valencia. Anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Because it's a fit for everybody. If you have, but you have to have the tools, and that's what Maya does. Maya Modeling Talent Consulting Agency. We give people those tools, and people say, well, depending on the part of the country that you're in, depending on where you fit in. If you're in an area like us, DMV, there's a lot of public service work, there's a lot of family work, and there's for the regular, ordinary people, and then there's the work for the runway. So it could be for everyone, but they have to be able to fit into this industry. Okay. So with that being said, what do you think some of the casual things that people could do to be a little bit different to come to the agency? Because you said with tools, and Maya has those tools to help people. We can't. It's almost like one of our things that we talked about. One of our other shows was nothing is a cookie cutter. Everything has to be tailored for that person within the industry. And during these episodes, we will discuss 10 perceptions. And what do you think about that? We're going to discuss it. We're going to have fun.
Yeah,
We're going to have fun.
Well, first of all, you're right. Folks don't know that the industry still holds on to quite a few of some of those stereotypical perceptions of what a model or talent should be. It goes back to the topic of last season where we discussed feeling confident in your skin. So for those of you who missed the show, go check out our YouTube and everything and go look at that show and see what we talked about. Now, there are always going to be those that hold on to the old age shape thing. Always have to be one size. You got to be this size, size 2, size 0, all of that. But I'm a bit more encouraged now that by what I see in the diversity of height, weight, ethnicity, and looks, this new generation of designers is dramatically impacting the industry. So I'm encouraged. And that show is going to be a game changer for a lot of people in our audience.
Yes. Because we're in the DMV, and people can be. Now, there's a market for those ones who are going to be this and that and the other. But then it's almost like going to, as we talked about it before, sitting down there watching people in the runway. And you're sitting down there. The average person who's sitting in that audience, usually, I say average, and there's always an exception for every rule. They average about 32 to about 60. They're in the income market. The 30s are now building with their career. They got expendable income, and the 40s and 50s are almost there, rising to their career, and the 50s to the 60s, 65, they're already there. And those are the ones who are spending the money. And I just could never understand why they would take a 16-year-old, put her in a fashion show like that, and look like a bag of bones and want to sell something. So yes, it's changing. Designers are beginning to understand because women are speaking out. That is not our representation. And what we look like, So
Yeah, for a good example of how the impact of the new generation on the industry is a model and talent, Winnie Harlow. Because she has vitiligo going on with her, she's changing how the beauty standards of the industry. Helping it to be more inclusive and diverse. Not just, you have to be this way. It's okay if you're different, if you have different abilities, different things that's going on with you. It's okay. We can incorporate this to help, and it helps other people who have going through the same things. Like they see somebody on the runway that has some kind of condition that they have. Oh, well, they have that. Well, I can do that too.
I can do that too, yes.
They have this condition. Well, okay, I have that same thing too. I can go out and do just like she did, So I think that's great for that she's doing that, helping the industry to be be more inclusive, be more diverse. Don't hold on to this one thing. You got to be this way, because change is going to be inevitable. You can't stay the same way. You have to grow. You have to evolve. So the industry is evolving in that way as well. And also, like hip hop and AI are also impacting the fashion industry as well. And for an example, with hip hop, such as like streetwear, we have from streetwear designers now we have Supreme fashion label and Off-White, and those are streetwear designs. So that's how
that's good to
hip-hop
know.
has
So Miss Marlene didn't know that. That's good.
The
Now, what's those
industry.
designs again? They're white label. What are they again?
It's Off-White. That's
Okay.
the Virgil Abloh. He
Okay.
created that. And we have Supreme.
Okay.
It's like a lot of T-shirts, but they're really expensive. T-shirts are like $100-something for a T-shirt because it says Supreme, but that's the top label streetwear. So.
And guess what? And that's what they're wearing. You know, that's what they're wearing. And one of the things as you were talking, I was just really, these young designers, they are changing the game. They are changing the game. They are looking at people realistically. Of course, you want a model or talent or someone to fit in to a certain thing, but you don't cookie back. You don't cut somebody off because of their talent, and they're being more inclusive. These new designers are being more inclusive, diverse, and empowering the environment in the fashion and beauty industry. So they're changing. So my thing to models who think, well, maybe I don't fit in. We have a young lady, I won't mention her name. She's almost 6 foot. She's done all of the, she's 16 now and getting ready to go off to Princeton. And her mom said to me one day, and she's gorgeous. She's been in New York Fashion Week. She's been in DC Fashion Week. She's modeled. She started her training with Maya. And her mom said to me one day, she says, maybe it just isn't for her. I said, no, it is. It is, but it doesn't it takes time. She's just 16.
Yeah, she has a lot of years ahead of her.
Yeah, and she's smart, and she's a tennis player. I said, let's start looking in the market for some things in that area for her. You know, so don't people just think because now what I like about her, and you know this young lady, she's 16, but she's not paper thin. And she looks healthy.
Yeah.
So she can fit into a lot of areas. So you have to keep going. And the people who are sitting on the tables around the room, they're starting to change their mind. They don't have to, they don't want to, but the designers are. The designers dictate to the industry, the marketing companies, the PR companies, the fabric companies, what they want in their clothes. So these new designers are changing things, and I think that's a wonderful thing to happen in the industry. Okay. So so that was really great, and the impact that hip hop and now who is the model? Oh yeah, I know who she is. Winnie. Holland. A lot of people do follow her.
Yeah, she was on America's Next Top Model.
Yes, she got her. Yeah, got her. So, and you see what those young people go through on there. Everyone doesn't come out to be a winner, but everyone can be a winner. Just because you not get that, don't mean your career is over. You just have to. And sometimes, I know because I'm older, people say sometimes maybe that ain't your time. Because sometimes you don't want to make sure you don't get yourself involved in things that aren't good for you. So you got to be really careful.
Also, sometimes some of the winners, they might not go that far. Sometimes it's the second runner-up or the third runner-up that actually their career takes off, even though they didn't win the show.
Yeah,
their career still takes off.
Who's an example of that on the singing show?
Like Fantasia.
Yeah, Fantasia was the winner, but what's her name? She has the talk show now.
Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson, she won a Grammy or some type of award. She got a talk show now, and songs. She matter of fact, she was in the play with
Color Purple.
No, the Color Purple. No, that was
That's Fantasia.
Fantasia.
Yeah.
But the other, she was in the play with the girl, the lady, Freedom.
Dreamgirls.
Yeah, and you. And who was in that? Beyonce. Who would have thought? Beyonce. We all thought Beyonce was going to win. Jennifer Hudson won.
Yeah.
You know, she won the award that day.
She earned it.
Yeah,
she did.
And she worked hard. Now we're really in the last 5 years really just hearing about Fantasia again. You know, so you're right. It does. So you can't give up on your dream. You just got to know where you fit into that dream.
Yeah.
So would you agree with that?
I do.
So the other thing, the shows will be tremendously informative for our audience, and that's something that Guys, you really need to let people know about the Marlene Cox Show. You need to have them tune in because we got some good information. We're going to be really flowing, and the other thing is how amazing how fashion is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And we have to look into that. And because of that, we got all types and shapes and colors. And you said it earlier, being confident. One of the shows that we did back then, the different hues, the different shapes, appreciating what your body is. You know, we have all of those things that we have to do, and we have our skin, the shows about skincare, and that's going to be a great show.
Yeah.
Because it's going to go a little deeper. This is what guys got to understand. I know you probably say, "Oh, they're going to do another skincare show." No. It's going. I think that show is going to be a little deeper. So that's going to be a deep show because it's more than just outside. What's happening in the inside.
What goes on inside, you know, that reflects on the outside. So taking care of yourself on the inside, then it reflects on the outside. You look healthier, feel better, all that.
All of that.
We're watching the Marlene Cox Show, and we'll be right back.
And we're back.
I had to say you're watching the Marlene Cox Show.
No, that's fine. As long as it is happening.
So when I get the tips and turns,
You are watching the Marlene Cox
This
Show.
is the show, whatever.
We're here
and I'm
for
going to
you,
take a break for about
becoming
2
you.
minutes because that's the length of the video.
Okay.
And then I'll talk about it.
Shanika.
And we're back. You're watching The Marlene Cox Show, a show about models for models.
So we in Valencia, we are, you know, we've gotten so into what we're talking about. We're so excited about what's coming up this week. And, you know, we were talking about a little bit before we went on break about the skincare show, which is going to be amazing. And believe me, you guys want to watch that segment because it's just not about the outside of the skincare. We're going to have a young lady, Nicole, who's the CEO of her company, and we'll talk about that. And she's going to share some special practical application of proper therapeutic skincare for models, talents, entrepreneurs, and how they can use them. And guess what else is coming up, Felicia? I'm excited. I plan to be there. My schedule's looking a little crazy, but I'm planning to be at New York Fashion Week, and I'm excited to have that opportunity.
Yeah, that sounds fun. How'd you get that?
Oh,
How'd you
yeah,
get the
but because,
opportunity?
girl, I'm happy. I'm going to be in the main show. I got tickets to the main show,
Wow, that's nice.
So I'm excited about that. That happened through collaboration with people. As I was sharing with you, I'm out there in the field promoting Maya. And that's how it came about, you know.
Okay.
And it's so crazy because I said, one ticket? I said,
Yeah, they should gave you 2 seconds.
yeah, they gave me 2. So my husband said, well, okay, you got 1, but I'm going with you. So we're going to be up there in New York, but knowing me, I know how to sneak people. Shh, don't tell nobody. So that's going to be amazing. And if I can
sounds
get some more
exciting.
tickets, because I'm going to be talking to Joni up in New York, not our Joni here, and see if she can, because I know her daughter, from what she said, Mike can't make it from California because she's a makeup artist for Bobbi Brown up in California. So we'll see. So don't give up on that yet. But that's because that's next month.
Yeah, let me know.
New York Fashion Week. Oh my God, being up there with the top designers each week, each day. They got an event. We got the calendar. We'll talk about that in some other shows as we go along about the calendar and the organization that actually started the New York Fashion Week. We'll talk a little bit about the vineyards, and look, and you know, I'm thankful that I will be. Everything grows. Let me say it like this: everything is looking towards that. So it should, from where I'm sitting, I'm there. I'm claiming it, okay? But don't forget about the small shows that are going on up in New York too. There's a lot of new designers who are putting their wares up there and supporting those. About 5 or 6 years ago, we had a bus go up from Maya. I was a little too late getting the coordinator to do it, so let's put that on our books for next year. That we actually have a trip to go. We had a ball. We went. James was with us. We had a ball. So we just put that on to get up to New York Fashion Week 2025. You know, that would be great for us to do that, to really get into those events and. You know, and meet people and have that opportunity and interact. And when I go up there, my prayer is when we get up there with the group that I want you guys to meet some of the top, all of these designers are special because they all had to start somewhere too. But just to get that opportunity to meet with them and just kind of get a peep into some of the models who model for them. Okay. So I'm trying to tell them, y'all need some people with a little bit more meat, you know. So that's going to be wonderful. I mean, it's not realistic now that the more I look at it and you see the little 13, 14-year-old dressed up in a formal something that a 40-year-old, it just doesn't look realistic.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that in one of our other shows of how, you know, the youth, how America is obsessed with being youthful.
Oh,
you know, like people do age, people do get older, people do change. So it's realistic that people are going to grow, not stay the same size for 13 to 50.
No.
It's unrealistic.
It's unrealistic. And then the ones who try to do it end up in poor health.
Right.
You know, and the other thing about that, most of my life, you could never tell me I was going to come out of 5. You know, I'm a petite. I'm short. I'm a little shorty. Yeah, I'm 5. I'm 5'2". I say 3, but I'm really 5'2". But anyway, but I'm bigger now. But if I was to go back to 110 pounds, I would look terrible at my age. I would look sunken. I would look like a little old lady just making it down the street. So you have to balance that weight with and we'll get into that in another show, with your age, your body structure,
height,
all of those things, your height and everything. That you're doing, you know, because I have some friends my age who lost so much weight, I thought they were sick, but they said, "Oh no, I was just low." I'm like, "You need to put a little bit of weight back on," you know. Yeah. You know, so you have to kind of balance it. You know, you can't be what you were, as you were saying, when people were in the 15, 16, 20-year-olds. You're gonna put a little bit of weight on, and you look a little healthy too.
You do.
You do. You look a little healthy with that. Okay. So I know you were going to bring up some things for us about back to school. How are we doing with that as far as we move on with some of these shows this month?
As far as fashion for like high schoolers and college students, well, a lot of high schoolers nowadays have to wear uniforms, so you can't really do much with that. But if you're allowed to wear, accessories, you can accessorize, some bracelets for the ladies, even the men. Necklace, nice earrings, so you can give it a little bit personalized touch. Instead of, just having to look like everybody else. You can add a little something extra to your outfit. Your shoes, maybe, too.
Yeah. That's really, and when you were saying that this one right here, you were saying with going back to school. No, go ahead. I can wait a little later and talk about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the direction that this show will be going, this next series that we'll be focusing on will be on the upcoming season, will be meaningful enough that the audience will be about to glean to tidbits to blend their style with the fashion message that we're going to have for you in this show and in the upcoming shows.
Yeah.
And also add that the evolution of this show helps to address key concerns of not only models and talents, but our everyday viewer who wants to be in step with the fashion forward, with the trends, what's going on, what's happening. So, Ms. Marlene, would you say the content for this season's shows is a bit more specific and intentional?
Yes. We're going to go back to that word. It's definitely purpose. It's all going to be purpose-driven for each individual person. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I also think, would it be so specific that it excludes any part of the audience? And that's one of the things that's important.
You don't think it would be?
It will not,
right?
Because we have every size, type, age, every person and with the demographics today. After COVID, people watching you everywhere. Because of all the platforms that we're on. So, it's a whole different way of of the show is going to gear towards a lot of things. We're geared towards the new faces, and not only new faces, but more seasoned models, you know, and talent. For the most part, and entrepreneurs or anybody who's an actor will be continued to provide content that is beneficial for our core audience. Yes, we talk about fashion, and we talk about beauty, and we talk about models, and we talk about talent, but models wear that fashion so the entrepreneur can go purchase it and put it on their body and make their statement. So the fashion thing, we don't just want to look at the model. We want to look at the total person.
Right.
Who's the innkeeper, the end person, that person that actually purchases the garment. So we have to talk about the total, our total audience. You know, our total, because there are some people who are not models who are behind the scenes. You know, doing things behind the scenes.
Yep,
You
the
know,
makeup artists, the
Yes,
hairstylists,
yes.
the interns, volunteers, and also like going back to inclusion and diversity, it's still happening in the modeling industry for shorter models. Like I guess I know the standard for like especially runway is 5'9" and taller for women, but I know there's clothes that they could put on somebody who's 5'7" or 5'5". They don't have to be like the longest skirt. You can just wear like the short skirts. So, because I know some runways, some modeling shows, they say you have to be 5'9" and taller. Makes me wonder, is that what the what's the name? CEO of the modeling show is that what they want, or is that what the designers say? Because like, who is saying that you have to be 5'9"? Because I'm saying that because I'm 5'7". So
yeah. So you're just a foot under.
I'm about 2 inches under.
But with heels, you're not.
Right,
Most
heels I
young
can
people,
be 5'9".
Yeah, but I look at that, Valencia. It is. It's the CEO, it's the designer, and it's this whole European thought that came into our fashion world way back in the 20s of how people need to look. But then depends on where you want to be in the field. Because when you said petite, I'm like, oh man, I'm thinking me 5'3", 5'7" to me is a giant. So it depends on the market. It depends on the designer. It depends on the person who's designing. There's people out there making average for them, what they consider average, 5'5", 5'7". That outfit, those are the models that they want to project their clothing, And if you ever look at if you look at Under Armour, you'll see it's starting to change. They're not really the skinny people, because Under Armour is more leisure wear, athletic wear type of things like that. So those things are kind of changing, and it just all depends on. They think that their garment, if it's not elongated, that it's not getting the best for the material. So. But there's other avenues, because think about it now. A runway model only going to work about 3 to 6 months out of a year, because whatever designer they're working for, that designer, unless they got designers back to back, but all designers take a break every season to make their new collection. So that model who's more commercial, who you're perfect for catalog. That model who's doing more commercial, who's doing more branding, who's doing more cosmetics, those are really the models who make the real money.
Yeah.
They're the ones that make the real money. They're the ones, and some of those models that they're so tall and they're so thin that their product companies don't want that representing their product, because they're selling to a 30 to a 60-year-old. I mean, they had their teenage department that they sell to that. Now the kids, I couldn't believe it. I went to place the other day and they had eyelashes for 10-year-olds. I'm like, now this is too much. But they do have it. Yeah, they do have it. So it just depends on where, and that's something that we do at Maya. Where do you want to focus on in your career? And I think that's something that I would like to start sitting down with each month. Where's your focus? Because that's where we need to go for it. Where's your focus? You know, and then and then go from there, because the runway is very limited. You're very limited. And unfortunately, most people who do runway, unless they go through Maya, they don't know how to make the transition from that to commercial to the other. So they're not ready for that. Yeah. And personally, me, unless I'm up in New York, and I've been seeing a little switch. The way they walk down the runway, you wouldn't see them walk down a runway if they were doing a $10,000, $5,000 plate for United Way. Them people don't want to see that strut. They
What's
wanna-
United Way?
United Way is the organization that helps everybody. It's like Red Cross.
Okay.
Yeah, so United Way is like an organization that does fundraisers. Most of their dinners are $10,000, $20,000 a plate. They get they don't want to see that come down the runway. And if you take most people out of that, they can't model. So you have to think about all of that. So it's a big film. It's a big piece. It's not as big as the sky, but it's a lot to be filled in modeling. You know, we have a young lady who joined us. We're going to talk about that in one of the shows. I guess disability, is that the proper word to say? Or is there another?
Definitely able.
Disabled, something like that. The Olympics. The Olympics has a whole nother piece where people who are disabled, that they run into that. So there's a lot of work. It's just, where do you want to be focused on?
Yeah.
You know, where do you want to be focused on? Yeah. And then, like in the DMV, there's 5 models that I know in this area that are doing 6 figures a year plus. You don't see them. You don't see them, but they're making the money.
That's how I want to be. Don't see me. I don't want to be. I don't need to be everywhere. I just need to make enough so I'm happy.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have to be like international. No, I don't want that, because that comes with a lot of other stuff that I don't really want to deal with. So I'm good at being local and just doing what I want to do and making good money. Happy with that.
Yeah, there you go. Now that's a smart young lady.
If you want to be international, go ahead for it. But just
it's a whole lot of other stuff
you
that
can do
comes
whatever
with
you
that. Yeah, a whole lot of other stuff that comes with that. Okay, so I guess where I'm going to go here now is that the audience, and we're going to always include everybody, and they're one who because you have to look at the audience for one who wears the clothes. Who is wearing the clothes? Who is going to get you the most money? And that's what they got to look for. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, just I know we're talking about like a lot of girls being skinny. It's nothing wrong with that. We just want to see other things on the runways than just skinny models. Nothing wrong with being skinny. Be your size. That's fine. We want to see skinny, medium, larger, all shapes and sizes. We want to see on the runway, not just mainly just 1, 2, size 2 model. That's all.
That's all. Yeah, and thank you for that, Valencia. That's a very good point. Our hats go off to the ones that to models who are thin. And there's a place for that too.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with it.
But make room for everybody.
Right.
That's all we're saying. Be inclusive. Make room for everybody. Okay. And we'll be back.
You're watching The Marlene Cox Show, a show about models for models. And we're back. You're watching The Marlene Cox Show, a show about models for models.
And welcome back to the Marlene Cox Show. Man, we are just having a great time today.
Good discussion.
Very good. We got a lot of good things going to happen through the rest of the season. I'm so excited, and we would like to. Well, I know you guys are going to be excited about the things that are happening through the season. And I stopped with talking about there's the one who wears the clothes. Everything has to be for the one who wears the clothes, and so I think that's important. Designers. are in several facts. A couple of those designers and manufacturers, an international scene. As I was clicking through some of the stuff for the Chicago show, I'm noticing that they are up a little bit. All the models weren't deep thin. You know, they were, you know, different, and that's a good thing, because now when you're in Chicago, you're looking at a different market of people, and when and even in DC, I noticed DC tries to follow behind New York when they're going for people. Where are those people going once they finish the DC fashion
Back
show?
to New York.
Yeah, but I'm saying most of them are not going to make it into New York because to go there, they're still looking at the thinner, younger. So, but Chicago is more realistic. Philadelphia is a more realistic market. So it's the thing is about getting into the industry, finding your fit. You know, measure your fit just like we measure our shoes. What is your fit? What is your brand? What is your image? And no one else can be you. You are the only one could give and project what you have. And when you get to that point, then we have to say as an agency, what do we do to market that? And we at Maya, we're so blessed. Dr. Kathy, you met her that one day when we were over at the new office, is really working hard to get us there. So, you know, you get good people working with you, helping you get to where you need to go, and even for the agency standpoint of view, and getting others agencies to collaborate. So if there's other modeling and talent agencies out there who want to collaborate with Maya, you need to contact us, and you'll get all that information at the end of the show. So there's so much can be done, you know, if people are willing to work together.
Yeah.
So
let's go back to like the AI, how that's you know, impacting the industry. I know for one example, so AI uses the data from those trends happening on the street, from Instagram and what's going on in the fashion shows, and they put that together. You know, they analyze that data and see what's going to be the trends for the upcoming fashion week and things of that nature.
Yeah, and see, and that's they didn't do anything new. There are people who actually get degrees in forecasting fashion, but the AI is making that job even easier for them. I hope it's not going to take it from them. You still need people to feed in the information, because they're the eyes and the ears that are out there, you know, in the AI part to forecast materials and blends. And when these people you have to understand, when designers and AI will, but people will start to use that to their advantage. And I was doing an article on AI dealing just with the designers. Well, what is this going to do for the? So it teaches, one of the things that I learned, it teaches a designer how not to buy waste. What I mean by waste, not overstock material. Based on their design. So if they're using it, and you're always going to find, whatever you find, there's always going to be, you know, that part. But I'm trying to focus on some of the things. And then the models, I've seen some of those AI models. I mean, it's not going to go over.
I mean, you definitely can't really use AI on the runway for sure. Unless,
you can't.
No, I don't think it's going to work.
No,
so at least they can't take that away.
Yeah, and even commercials, you know, you can fake a person, but the public wants real when they're spending their money. So that way, and then AI is good for a product company because it keeps inventory. It tells them how much of the raw material that they're using or they're wasting. So on those platforms in our industry, when it comes to the product part of it, and why we're talking about product, and we're talking about, well, models are the ones who had the faces who wear the skincare products to advertise, and the makeup and the eyebrows and all the different things that you do. They use models for that, so they can save money with their manufacturing and their distribution. So AI can really help in that way, you know. So what are some of the other ways you've heard about for AI?
Let's see. I know, like, as far as the data, basically I just think that they, you know, just use the data from whatever's going on.
Yeah.
You know, and help and categorize. You know, they can categorize trends and all that things like that. I'm not sure exactly what else
Yeah, I know. I hear people say, "Oh, AI is going to take our industry," but not really. If you work it smart, I'm actually falling in love with AI.
I like some of the AI for like the chat GPT part. I like that.
You like that? But I do.
It just makes research much easiser.
Yeah, it does. We had a young lady who was working with us, and she was in school, and she was using it to help her answer her questions. She put her own thought into it, but it gave her a direction on how to start the question, start the answer, so it made more sense. Then she could put her feeling in it. So in those bases like that, it helps. I really like it.
And I know it's not like fashion, but like I'm pretty sure the students, high schools and elementary schools, middle school students, it's helping. I'm pretty sure they got it easy if they use ChatGPT to get their work done. Because we had, like in my day, you had to go to the internet or the encyclopedia, whatever, and find your answers. But now they can just search such, and they get all this information.
Well, her day. Well, tell her about my day, when you only had encyclopedias, not Wikipedia. What's it called? Wikipedia, where you can go online. We had to, everybody, and all in school, I was a encyclopedia. I used to be a salesperson, in the summer when you're out of school, you go out and sell them. But that's what we had. So you had to read through those books. And I still have a few of those books at home. I use them for decoration. So I had it a little harder than you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all had a little Google there. And I done went crazy with Google. I mean, Google, but AI is just taking over it for like the chat part. I really do like it. So it can be good. For different things, but there are certain things you just have to do. You can't. AI can't put your skincare on. You can't clean your skin. You can't put your makeup on for you. It might could do a shot of your face and tell you where the best place is to place your makeup. Maybe I don't even know if it's that, but you have to, or someone has to apply it. So someone has to apply it. So AI, it like everything else, it has its function. That it could that it can really work in the industry and. Can help people save money, on their purchases and how they buy, how they cut material. Give us new ways to cut. I was reading one article, depending on what you're designing, people say, cut certain things on certain bias. And when you're cutting, I'm not into sewing, but this article was saying how you can kind of do something else with the fabric and do it and have less fabric wasted. So there's a little things like that they can do. And AI, if you want to call it AI, I'll call it AI. I haven't seen a good hem in years. People don't hem your clothes, even when you go buy them in the store. Have you ever seen a real good hem? Your mom knows what I'm talking about when I talk about a good hem.
Like a tailorist?
Yeah, maybe a tailor would give you a good hem. But when you go buy them off the rack, I don't care if you spend $100 for them or $2,000. I don't like the way they hem stuff. But, that's what's working. That's what's working. That's what's working. So when I go to Goodwills or secondhand stores and to purchase, and I find those old pieces where they really made them well, boy, I go for them. I mean, you don't see a lot of that stuff today. So you have to kind of look at what's going on with your, with everything that's going on with the shows. And as we talked, and I will say. Valencia, with the season opening up with Flowing with Purpose and Fashion and Style, with all of the great things that we're going to kind of do. And one of the things that's so good, they could go back, and we're going to refer to some of those older shows, that they can go back and get more information, because fashion is more than just wearing clothes. Fashion is style, but fashion is also education. Fashion is also helping you style your body. You saw something on the runway and you have a high waist, but they had it on the runway with a low waist cut. How do I make that work, or how do I get that all? So you have to understand how to make those fashions work for you. Or in a catalog, you see something and how you make that work. My biggest thing is, and I don't wear, very seldom you might see me in a dress. I don't know how I got to pants, but I just started wearing pants. And I see another famous lady wears pantsuits all the time. I won't say anything. But she looks good in her pantsuits. She looks good in her pants. I remember one time someone asked me to come speak at the church. And they knew I always wear pants. They said, well, you can't wear pants. I said, I wear pantsuits. And then I said, well, if I can't wear my pantsuit, I'm not coming. So they finally got back and said, okay, I guess it's okay. You know, because that's women, we have that choice.
Yeah.
We have that freedom to pick what we want.
So why is that such a thing for you to not wear dresses?
I don't know, because but even when I wore dresses, you know what, I wore coat dresses. I don't know when. Well, it's been since I've been married. I'll be married 37 years next week.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I don't know why. I just started wearing pants. I don't know if it's more comfortable.
It is
I don't
uncomfortable wearing
know.
pants, I would say.
I don't know if it's because I was in a work, even though I always had my own company, I did consulting work, and then back then you didn't have a lot of women going into corporate, and most of us women who went in, we would wear pantsuits, you know.
Okay.
You will find a few women with the dresses on, but overall with the jackets, I guess that's just started, and it's very comfortable. I'm very comfortable in pants. I don't know why.
I am too.
Yeah.
I like a good dress every now and then.
Yeah, I'm gonna surprise you guys. I'm gonna come in here with a dress, and it'll be a long dress. I don't do short.
That's fine.
I did buy me some skirts, and I was going through my clothes, and I said, "Oh, these are some cute little skirts. I have never worn them, and they're like not quite maxi, but they're not, they're below the knee, below the knee." And then a lot of times, be honest with you, as you get older, you get a little thickness around the knee. Who wants to put on a mini skirt? Even though I see people my age wearing them, I'm like, why are they doing that? But
Some people can pull it off. Some
people pull it off. But I'm saying if you got great big wide knees,
But some people don't care. They just gonna wear it.
Oh, no. So guys, if you feel good, if that's your freedom, we're not saying don't do it. It's you. If that makes you feel good in your skin, please by all means wear it. So some people do. I mean, I'm such a person. Even at 110 pounds, you would never see me. The halters came out when I was growing up. I still had a jacket or sweater on. And I think we all go through a thing with our fashion, and we create our style. We create our style. Okay. So I think we're going to just have a good thing about all the perceptions that people have in our industry, all of the things that shape and make us in the industry. And I am looking for that daring model to get up on that runway or in that commercial and just break this whole industry. And it's coming. It's taking time. And another thing, reason I think it's taking time, and this is not to get into anything, but the reality of it is, we now in our country, we've made up of everybody and different people. So all these people come in different sizes and shapes, different hues and different things. It's not like it used to be. Everybody was blind. And if you didn't have blind hair and you were brunette, you dyed it blind. But I have some friends who are brunettes, and I think they're gorgeous. So it just all depends. I think we're changing from that image that we consider beauty, because you almost have to. If you look at America, people, mixing and matching. Yeah.
So all these mixed people.
Yeah.
Mixed ethnicities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandkids, my youngest son kids, I mean, they're mixed. So you see that, and you got all the other different groups. So, and every group of people are built different. So a lot of my most, not all of them now, because I was shocked. A lot of my Asian friends are very thin people, small little fingers and all that kind of. But then I've seen some exceptions there, and then a lot of my, and then I look at my friends, they're built a lot like Afro-Americans, like us, So it just depends on the group. My Italian friends, they're not, some of them are kind of in between European, because they're from Europe, but I mean, they're a little fuller sometimes. And then you look at Germans, German women are built well. When you go over in Germany, they are really, I have to look, built like a boy. So it just depends on where you're going, and different people. And because we've gotten so global, I think that's why the fashion industry, not wanting to, they're kicking and screaming, but they're gonna have to change.
Yep.
They're gonna have to change. They're just gonna have to change to meet this wonderful market, this beautiful rainbow of colors and shapes and all of the things that we do in the fashion industry. And it's so important because of fashion and because everybody buys that young people see everybody represented up on that runway or in that fashion magazine or in that TV show or that commercial. So and all of that works on our self-esteem, you know, and things of that nature. So I think I'm just excited about flowing with purpose in fashion and style this year, that we're really going to flow. And what does that purpose mean to some people? You know, what does that mean? What do you think of when you think of purpose?
Purpose, like what do your desires that you have in life, you know, things that you want to accomplish, what is your purpose? So what are you here for? People, you know, deciding, you know, figuring out, thinking about, what am I here for? What do I want to do in life?
Yeah. So you got to have a purpose. And that purpose, when you recognize that purpose, then that helps you with your because, okay, if this is what I want to be, this is the way I think based on this is the way I want to dress. This is how I want my clothes to lay on my body. This is how I want to represent myself when I go out into the public. And, you know, it used to be when you go to work in corporate, everybody wore the same thing. No. People dress to their personalities. That's going to be exciting.
Yep.
It's going to be exciting. Valencia, I'm so excited about all of that. And we will be right back. You are watching The Marlene Cox Show.
You are watching The Marlene Cox Show.
When you look at what hair does, hair brings people together.
Hair is an expression of ourselves. Hair is an expression of our roots. It's an expression of our future. It's an expression of our artistic capabilities. Hair is everything.
Ashtay is a combination of my two daughters' names, Ashley and Taylor.
We actually started Ashtay products on a dare, believe it or not.
My wife dared me to go out on my own because I had turned down quite a few offers from other companies.
I said, so what are you gonna do if you so bad, why don't you start your own blankety company? And he said,
that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Just like that. We saw there was a need for a product that took care of this new combination coined global texture.
You have an African-American father, Hispanic mother, so therefore our daughter's hair represented global texture.
Here they are in the early 90s with two mixed children who have this hair texture that's like, ¿qué es esto? What is this? And they needed to find a solution for that.
We created global texture, therefore, who knew best how to deal with it? Ashtay has a unique blend of amino acids and conditioners and moisturizers that help to deal with the global texture market.
We impact our customers' lives through education, through them selling retail. Now they're able to have a profitable business, take care of their families, build and create first generational wealth.
The education of the stylist to think, to be accountable, to save money, we put that first, then we sell the product.
Most people just look at the stylists differently than we do. We look at them as entrepreneurs and as business people who want their kids to have the best education and travel the world and experience the finer things of life.
We have thousands of cosmetologists that have saved hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they credit us for it. And in turn, they are extremely loyal to the brand. We truly look at every single one of our clients as they're part of our family.
We don't just sell a product, we build relationship. It is our goal to know our customers name by name, person by person, and impact their lives moment by moment.
And we're back. You're watching The Marlene Cox Show, a show about models for models.
Okay, well, welcome back to the Marlene Cox Show. I've been so excited about everything, Valencia, that's been happening here today. So where are we going to go now? I'm just so excited. I just can't wait to get to every show, but we can't. only do one at a time, and 1 week at a time. So where are we at now?
So you know what time it is. It's time for
Tips and Trends.
So today's tips and trends will be about fall 2024 fashion trends.
2024 fall fashion trends, let's break it down. This cinched waist hourglass shape is taking over fall fashion. We're gonna see it especially in coats and blazers like this, and even sweaters. I also think that belts are gonna be the hot fall accessory because you can achieve that cinched waist look without the actual tailoring. And we'll also see them just as like statement pieces. This one might shock you, but cowhide. Don't worry, the leopard and cheetah print aren't going anywhere, but I think we're gonna see a rise of cowhide or even in like a statement piece like this skirt. There's definitely a theme going on this fall and it's Western wear. There's gonna be a lot more studs. In the summer, we already saw a lot of studs on shoes like ballet flats, but now they're gonna be coming over into bags. We're gonna see them all over the bag and then also more subtly and detailed like this. And I think studs on a suede jacket would be adorable. Get your square toe boots out of your closet, they're coming back. The pointed toe boots took over last fall, but we're moving back to a more rounded or square toe boot like these. We're also gonna see the moto boots come back again, but with less hardware. The color of the season is green. I quite literally mean any shade of green too. Brat green, aka chartreuse, sage green, and every shade of green in between. Let me know if you want a part 2.
So, hope you enjoyed that video. Some of the things that I saw was going to happen for the fall 2024 season. There's the cherry red colors, clothing, olive green, and some silver. And I wonder if Beyonce had something to do with that silver color from her tour. All right, so if you have any suggestions, if you learn anything from that video, let us know in the comments. So now it's time for what?
Oh, it's time for Around Town. Well, so we're so excited to get you back around town, but one of the big events that are happening around town, we have a great event that Maya is putting together on September the 12th. It's a Saturday, and it's going to be in Frederick. So if you know of any new models, this is going to be for professional models who want to kind of tweak their career a little bit. They can contact us at info@mayamodels.com for that particular event and come on in. It's a 4-hour hands-on workshop at the Maya Modeling Talent Agency. So that's one great thing that's happening around town, and that'll be in Frederick. And then the other thing I think that'd be really interested that's going to be happening around town, you got a little time to plan for this. That's going to be the Mount Vernon Fall Wine Festival and Sunset Tour. And that's going to be at Mount Vernon Memorial Highway, Mount Vernon, Virginia. So look that up, go back to our show, and we'll have all the information up there for you to really participate in what we consider are around town. And Valencia, I am just so excited about, we're gonna just tap on this season, and there's so much that we want to share. So with our audience and with our listeners and with all of our friends, that we can tell you about all of these things that we've touched bases with today. And so please join us each and every week to see what is going on. What is some of the things? What is the purpose? We want to keep you and take you away from the area of being bored with anything. Mm-hmm. So I think if they can tune back in with us and stick with some of the great things that we have and things that are happening with the show, that we're just real excited. Mm-hmm. And one thing you guys can do too is always go to info@mayamodels. If you've got any ideas that you would like to see on the show or things you would like us to talk about, and think about it. Would you like to be a guest on the Marlene Cox Show?
Yes, come join us.
Yeah, come join us. Come sit at the table with us and share your expertise and your experiences in life as it deals with with the fashion and the beauty industry and entrepreneurial and everything, because we are a total person. Mm-hmm. So join us with all of those particular things. So at this time, it's that time that we can say each day is a blank canvas, and you are the artist with every stroke of the brush, with your thoughts and your action. You have the opportunity to make this day your best day. Make this day your masterpiece. And guess what? We will see you back next week on the Marlene Cox Show. Thanks for listening, and we are so excited to be back. And you guys come on back and tune in with us, and we're going to stay on what we call the purpose for these next 3 to 4 weeks with you that keep you on that purpose for your life where you want to end up at. So remember, don't forget your masterpiece and make it the best because it's yours and it's your goal and it's your purpose. And again, we'll see you back here next week on the Marlene Cox Show. Stay tuned and stay safe.
Thank you for watching the Marlene Cox Show. Please tune in next week.